Hello, hello. I am Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
Yes, you are. And I'm Chris, and I'm the also co-founder, president, and the technical guy
He's the
behind
Chris.
Keto Chow. I left some of the stuff at work, so I'm doing this manually.
And we could have gone to work to get it, but it's snow outside.
I have to go to work anyway because I got to get the truck with four-wheel drive so I can pull the kids on sleds through the streets.
Because when the streets aren't plowed, which isn't very often here,
Yes.
that's when you put the sled behind the truck and drive them around.
If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon. Ding ding. Does it still ding ding?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the next line?
For
For
updates.
updates on all our Keto Chow happenings. These live streams help us be accountable and stay on track. So thanks for joining us on our keto journey.
I'm just messing around with all sorts of...
Hey,
there we go.
Chris Bear.
I know. Well,
That's going to do it again.
No, because I switched to the other thing. I'm putting
Oh.
this up here
Oh.
so I can switch back and forth between them easily. Because again, anyway, having to do stuff. And we're using the
Doing stuff is
bad
hard.
microphone. Well, not great microphone.
The non
so
lavalier mics.
not lav mics.
Mm-hmm.
I could switch it to the shotgun mic. It'd be interesting to see how that sounds. But
I don't know. It's so far away.
yep. But Scott's here,
Hi, Scott.
still in Utah.
Look at this shirt. Isn't it cute?
Hey.
Cow plus corn equals steak. Oh, I'm saying it backwards.
Yes.
This is from our friend Platte River Keto.
That's right. Him and his family, they were trying to get back to Nebraska, but Wyoming closed.
Wyoming was closed
The whole state.
because of all the snow.
Yep. Carrie's here, so is Pamela.
Hi, Carrie. Hi,
Loving the
Pamela.
Keto Blog challenge with Nisha and Dr. Barry.
Oh, yay.
Linda is here as well, planning to make 2023 a great year for my physical and mental health.
Me too. I'm with you.
Ageless Keto is here, so is Lynette. Pamela says, hi, Carrie. There you go. Jennifer is here as well as Kimmy and Brenda says, hello, friends.
Hello, hello.
Kim says morning. Cynthia says morning. Kathy's
Good
here also. So is
morning.
Betsy. And Jennifer says, hit that thumb. Gigi is here. Welcome, Gigi.
Hi,
And
Gigi.
S-Cash says hi, all.
Hello.
So before I came in,
Okay.
I went outside. And
Look at the snowman?
and just took a picture of what it looks like outside.
Oh, there's our footprint.
There's the footprints of people leaving at
Of our
10 o'clock
friends,
last night.
yeah.
But yeah,
And the snow
it
isn't so
continued to
beautiful.
snow.
It's not beautiful because the kids played in it. That's
Yeah.
why it's all bumpy.
Well, you see, you got a fort over there. You've got a fort over there.
And that snowman is taller than Chris.
Yep,
So
it's-
that's not
it's
a little
pretty tall.
snowman. It was
Pretty-
all three of the kids to take that middle piece
Yep.
up. I'm like, I don't know how you did it. 'Cause
Well,
it was
they also
probably-
stood on top of a chair thing to get it up there.
Yeah, yeah.
Ready Set Keto is listening in the car. I was listening to Two Crazy Ketos in bed. I got the notification. I'm like, oh, I should probably listen in on that. And then I'm on my phone. I'm like, I'm not going to type. I'm just going to
I'm
listen.
just gonna listen. Yeah. Because we gotta sleep in today. Whoop,
Yep.
whoop, whoop,
Carrie's
whoop.
glad to be back at 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh man.
Betsy says, yeah, you finally got some snow. And it's a heavy, wet,
It is a wet
packing
snow.
snow.
Max and Chris both snowblowed twice yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually, so we went to church early in the morning, and then we had some meetings at church again in the afternoon.
Yep.
And we had to snowblow to go back to the church. That's
Yep.
just because it just kept snowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope it keeps on coming.
Except for Scott, we wanted to let him leave.
True. Yep. Should have got out while you could.
I know. It's okay.
Our friend
He
Auntie
already
is
feels bad
here.
about
Says
that.
good morning, Chris and Miriam. Happy New Year.
Happy
Yeah.
New Year to you too.
But we had a good New Year.
Yeah.
We
we
had
did.
friends come over, and we had a big spread of.
And then I usually always put the New Year's
I
spread
was
on
going to ask
Instagram,
you if
and
you were
I
going to.
totally forgot. And we
Oh.
just started eating. I think it's because I have to weigh everything right now. I mean,
Okay.
I'm choosing to weigh everything, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything. I'm choosing to weigh everything, and that makes me a little bit anxious when we go to eat meals because I don't want to not eat with everybody else. But it takes me a little bit of time to weigh the things that I'm going to eat.
Yep.
So that probably was why I forgot. Because it wasn't until I went and half of the food was gone, and I'm like, oh.
I thought it was because there was contraband on the table.
Yeah, but
There
we
were
showed
real crackers.
Our last year grapes and stuff too. Because not everybody does.
Well, one of the things Miriam wanted was at Costco they have these kebabs of meat.
Yes.
And so on the Sam's Club list was meat
I can't
kebabs.
remember where
That's
you
okay.
got 'em.
And so instead of that, I got some baby back ribs.
Yeah.
And we smoked those.
They were really good.
I put a ton of salt on those.
Yeah, the one
They were
piece that I ate
delicious.
yesterday was so salty. I'm like, I don't usually get salted out, but I was a little salted out. Wow.
Hold on a second. Sabrina wants to look at your earrings.
Oh, it's chocolate peanut butter keto chow, and the back is actually
Oh, she even did the back?
down too. Yeah, there we go.
One of our daughters did those. They're shrinky dinks.
Yep. So
So-
she did it big and then made it small.
They're hilarious.
Can't really see through.
But
my
yes,
finger.
they are little tiny
Yeah.
packages of keto chow.
Our daughter really likes like crazy earrings, and so so you can see the back. Oh, I moved it.
Yep. So those are a little. Lady Fritz here said I just missed a picture of the snow. Yeah, we just showed it.
Yep.
It's quite deep. Looking at the cars, it looks like we got a bit more than a foot. Might be about 14 to 16 inches.
Well, and it's so wet.
Oh, it's so wet.
It's just so wet. So if it was puffier snow, it would look more like we
Yeah,
got more. But since it's so wet, it's just like going into the ground.
It's concrete.
It's really, really wet.
Betsy says I made 2KK egg custard yesterday with vanilla keto chow. Can't wait for RCC to
Yes.
come back. My favorite raspberry cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
Pamela likes your earrings as well.
Thank you.
Let's see. Sonia is here. Stina says nice earrings.
Thank you.
Kathy says super cute. Serena likes them as well. Becca likes the earrings as well. And Jackie is here.
Hi, Jackie.
Here I am. Rock me like a hurricane.
Here I am.
Which is this was actually kind of funny. On New Year's Eve, we had friends come over. Most of them left by 10:30, and so at that point it was just our kids, who of course wanted to stay up, and they're too old to fall for the trick of going on
It's
Netflix
midnight
and
already.
playing a countdown, which they have like 4 or 5 different countdowns to the new year that you can totally troll your kids with. It's like, oh, here's the countdown. Anyway, so instead, I had said something earlier about, because they were all sitting around playing Jackbox games on their phones with the TV thing going, and I said something about, well, I could hook up the microphones, and they could do
Excuse me.
karaoke. And so it was, everything was kind of winding down, and the kids were like, can we do the
Can we do
karaoke
karaoke
now?
now?
I'm like,
Well, the thing was, what they said was, will you hook up the microphones while we clean up the food?
And I was like,
I mean, when people
ooh,
say stuff like that, you're like,
ooh.
yes.
My
I will do
desire to
that
go to
thing
sleep versus my desire to have the
clean
kids
up
clean
the
up.
food.
Clean
And
up
I,
one.
and I did most of the dishes yesterday
Yeah.
because we had all these trays and stuff. But
So
it was fun. We did karaoke.
until like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was at least 12:30.
It was, yeah. But it was
We
a
rang
lot
in
of
the
fun.
new year on everything I do it
Yeah.
for you.
Well, Brian Williams. Jessica is here. Supposing Darkson says, please tell me that you're going to bring back maple waffle. We have made no announcements about maple waffle.
And a few comments before, Betsy said that she loves chocolate peanut butter, is her favorite, and she's wondering if we ever would visit having less carbs. We did reformulate our Keto Chow, and so it has less Acacia Gum now coming forward.
Yeah.
All the ones we have now still have the same amount of Acacia Gum, but
I had.
As we get new batches.
There were 3 packets, and I grabbed the one that isn't the new one.
This is the old one.
Yes.
I mean, it's not.
Keto Chow Core.
Yeah.
And
Good.
Pecan Sticky Bun.
Yep.
Are the first of the new batch.
With the less Acacia Gum. So
it's
that will
4.6
be less
grams.
total carbs.
Yes. But peanut flour is peanut flour, so the chocolate, the chocolate peanut butter
will still have higher carbs because it has peanut flour in it.
Yep.
But overall,
that's just peanut butter.
That's just peanut butter, but it still has peanut flour in it.
Yes, it does. So the peanut butter is 1.8 carbs, and the chocolate peanut butter is I think 1. Actually, it might be 2 point something. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, weirdly weird.
But yeah, there isn't when version 2.8 of the peanut butter and the chocolate peanut butter come out, they will have fewer total carbs. The net carbs will be exactly the same, and there's no way to get it to lower than that.
Yeah.
So, Mimi says, Happy New Year, Keto Chow family. Delay says, can you please talk about the 14-day Keto Chow Kickstart plan?
Sure.
So that's something that we did last year.
Yeah, but we still have
is on our website.
Posted. It has really good recipes in it, and a couple of recipes I still do now are the tuna patties. I love those tuna patties. We just did it the other day. And what's so awesome,
Saturday.
If you guys are tracking and you happen to be using Cronometer, we have all of our recipes on Cronometer. You have to go and friend us on Cronometer.
Hello
it's
at
KetoChow.net. And Holly will go accept those friend requests on Cronometer, and then you can just have any of our recipes, and it's so nice because you just make a recipe and you put it in. That's the one thing that's hard for me when I'm doing tracking is I want to have simpler meals because I just don't want to put the recipe into Cronometer. It takes too much time and irritates me. So if I make Keto Chow recipes, I know it's already in there.
Yeah, so you were planning on looking for some recipes to start making this week, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to make probably the meatballs, which of course I can't remember what they're called, the Keto Chow meatballs.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make for sure. I'll make the tuna patties again, and that's in the 14-day kickstart. Those tuna patties it has 2 different recipes. What's so cool about the 14-day kickstart is it has enough stuff that you use twice, so you're not like being wasteful. So the tuna patties is the second day of like a tuna salad thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's like why can't I remember what the name of the recipe is? It's so good though. But yeah, you make that like tuna, cold salad. It's like a egg salad or whatever. And then the next day you use that, add a couple of more things, and then make it into the patties and fry them in oil. But I always make, 60,000 amounts
so you
of
just
it.
put them on
so
a
I
cookie
just put them
sheet
on a
and bake
cookie
'em.
sheet and bake them because otherwise it takes too long to fry all of those that my kids love it. It's like one of their favorite things is tuna.
There's never enough of them.
Tuna melts. There's
Never
never
enough.
There's never enough. We have never had
never,
leftovers of that
Never
because
enough.
it's so good. So, and then the 14-day. So it's a book, and you can print it out.
An ebook, yeah.
Yep. And
With
or
some
you can download it
exercises and
onto your
stuff.
phone. It has some exercises that you can do each day, and then the recipes. And what is nice too, you can do is just take it at your own speed and say, hey, I really want to try this one. I don't want to do too many things that are too hard right now, so maybe I'll do a Keto Chow here, a Keto Chow there, and fill in those spaces so you don't have to overwhelm yourself. Because sometimes when you do a program, you're so gung-ho, and then halfway through you're like, I have bought every new ingredient I could possibly buy. I've made all these new things, and every single meal is work. We'll just have some bacon and eggs for a meal instead. Just swap one of those out if you don't want to try it.
Yep.
Or just don't want to do the work. See, I always want to try it. I just don't want to do the work. That's kind of what.
Rosa dice, hola de Puerto Rico.
Hello.
Joanna's here. Happy New Year to you as well. Jackie points out it's 153 days until the cruise. The easiest way for me to track to see how far away it is to look on Delta the flights that I have scheduled.
Stop stressing me out, Chris.
Right? Let's see. Carrie says, going to have a fridge soon full of eggs and bacon.
Nice.
How many eggs can I eat throughout the day? So Dr.
That
Barry,
depends on you.
Dr. Barry said there is a maximum number of eggs you can eat per day, and that's 7 dozen. So good luck with that. In other
I'm
words,
sure he was just
there
pulling
is
that number out
you
of
can
his
have
butt.
as many as you want per day. Generally speaking, you're going to get to a point where you're like, oh,
You're full
okay.
and
Yep.
you don't want to eat anymore, and that's a good place. And that's something that Two Crazy Ketos just talked about a minute ago. That's something that Robert, my coach, was talking about, because he's been asking me every couple of days, like, how are you doing? How are your macros? How do you feel? Are you hungry? Are you, or not? And most of the time, I'm just like, well, I'm emotionally hungry. That's a thing that's real. And I think recognizing it is really important. That's something that I really do better if I recognize how I'm feeling, when I want to eat the things, because that really, it's part of me. It's part of my life, and our bodies are designed to have those emotions, But Robert said the same thing. Oh no, I already forgot. What was I saying?
Talking about eggs?
No, he said you should get to the point where you feel like you don't want to have anything else. You don't want one more bite of food.
Oh, okay.
And especially at the beginning when I was eating so much fat. I was
they were talking about the term stuffed.
I can't eat any more butter. I just can't. Just can't eat anymore. And then right now when I'm having the high protein, if I don't do 3 meals a day and spread the little bit of fat I'm having out into the protein, it's not as easy to eat. So
because the protein's filling up so much.
And it's interesting that it's kind of just helping me recognize and feel the things, and then I'm grateful for when I can have it a little bit more balanced. But it's been helping me to just kind of see and stretch myself.
Okay.
I'm noticing like I have more energy again, because kind of in that middle place where I felt more comfortable about my eating, I didn't have as much energy as when I was in the high fat or the high protein. So, but that is interesting to me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie says, I think Dr. Barry joked about saying under 13 dozen. Just about.
Yeah.
Marianne is here, enjoying day off for New Year's. Lynette says,
hi,
I'm enjoying
Marianne.
Keto Chow Core. Bob is
Thank
here.
you,
Hi,
Lynette.
Bob.
I'm glad you like it.
Suzanne says, I'm excited to say I let go of 3 pounds in December this year.
Suzanne!
That's even better than maintaining.
Yeah.
Jackie likes the earrings as well. Jujubee
Thank
says,
you.
I just watched your video about pasta salad. I have all I need. I'm going to try it, but using sea kelp noodles.
Oh,
in my
good
fridge.
idea. Yeah, let us know what you think about that.
Brenda says, I got my core, taking it to work mixed with butter and coffee tomorrow.
Nice.
And Mary says, yep, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too.
Yeah, thanks.
Betsy says, can you explain net carbs versus total carbs? And I'm confused about what to count like allulose. So the short version of it is, if it's a carbohydrate, well, okay, total carbs. A lot of people.
We're still zoomed in. I don't know if you care.
It's fine.
Okay.
We're not cropped. If it's a carbohydrate, and then you would count it for total carbs. And total carbs is kind of seen as prescription strength keto, where you don't fudge anything. You're not doing, I guess I can zoom out a bit. You're not playing the fiber game,
Yes.
where you're using fibers to sweeten things. And some people find that they don't have as much success with net carbs, and they have to do total carbs. Because as Joe will say, he's like, I can eat all of this stuff and get it down to 0 carb and totally not be in ketosis.
Well, and it tends to be when you first start keto, if you're doing more of I know people say dirty keto, lazy keto, and you're doing more net carbs, just the fact that you eliminated regular
Rice
carbs
and bread and stuff like that
makes a big difference. But when you've been keto for a while, sometimes your body just gets used to those, and those are your carbs, your bars and stuff like that. So I think you just have to kind of be careful and learn what works for you, and learn what you'll abuse too, because I have a really hard time, just really being honest with myself. And I'm like, oh, this bar is fine because it actually is 2 net carbs, but it's really, 25 total carbs. And I know if I eat one, I'm going to want to eat another one.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I want to start, because I can lead myself down a slippery slope, and then I'm unhappy because I'm abusing my keto treats just like I abused regular treats before.
Yep.
So I have to learn about yourself, but I guess that's not really the point. So net carbs are if you subtract fiber and
some sugar
alcohols from the total carbs.
Yeah.
But it's really nice to keep in your mind what the total carb is, and then what the net. If you're gonna track net carbs, right? Then
also
kind of
look at
think
total
about
carbs.
in your mind like what the total carb is.
So maybe you are like, okay, I'm gonna do 20 net carbs per day, but I'm also having a limit of say 30 or 35 total carbs.
Yeah.
Now, as far as like, there are a few things that I personally, they don't affect me. Allulose seems to be just fine for me. Erythritol, aside from giving me gas, seems to be fine for me.
Which a lot of times it doesn't give you gas if you have one piece.
Yes.
That's the thing. It's just another sweet thing that you can abuse
Yeah.
if you're not careful.
Acacia Gum, I don't even count that towards total carbs because I don't digest it. My gut bacteria does, and it turns it into fat.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. But things like maltitol or tapioca fiber, those, well, maltitol is just a, no. But tapioca fiber, for me, that tends to be problematic. And so for those, that's where you want to look into, say, total carbs. But... And if you're confused about it, if you just don't know what to do, then maybe try not even playing the game at all and just do total carbohydrates and see what sort of success you have.
Yeah.
And then try adding stuff in and see if it stalls you out.
And really, that can just be a reset, like doing the total carbs. And that's what I've been doing, total carbs, since October, about halfway through October. I've been doing 15 total carbs, and that is really strict. It's really meat and fat with a little bit of carbs. So, like, I have to think about my whole day so that I can say, okay, can I have a jalapeno in my eggs? Well, maybe I can have half a jalapeno in my eggs, and then I can have one piece of onion in my soup. You know, like, I just kind of have to look at the whole day and decide what's the most important thing for me to have if I'm going to have a carb. So.
Yep. Lynette put a link to the Kickstarter.
Oh, thank
Perfect.
you. Yeah.
Bob says I made delicious maple waffle Keto Chow waffles yesterday. Only one packet left. Make more pretty, please.
Oh.
Let's see. Brenda says, I'll friend you on Cronometer later.
Thank
nice.
you. I'll have Holly
Jessica
go accept
says, do you know if those are freezable? You're talking about the patties? Absolutely they are.
Oh, I'm sure you could. That would be a good idea. And then even if you just take them out and put them on the frying pan or something again.
Supposing Darkness says, what flavor savory Keto Chow do you recommend for chaffles? I'm pairing it with beef. Actually, probably any of them would work.
Yeah.
The chicken tends to work a little bit easier, though.
I like them all. I like all of them.
Yep.
And especially, I like the tomato as pizzas, like the little baby pizzas, because it has like that little bit of tomato flavor to it. And I just like it.
Mary says, I'm so excited for the cruise and a whole week to spend with all my keto friends. Carrie says, that's excellent news to have 7 dozen eggs, right? I challenge you to do that.
Yeah. No.
And Carrie says, we'll be trying Keto Chow egg pudding.
Oh,
pistachio.
yes.
That's a good way to do it as well. We should make
yummy.
some of those. Although,
we should.
Funny thing,
You should make it.
I
and
went
I should
to
eat it.
Walmart because eggs were on the Walmart list. They were not on the Sam's Club list, which I thought was weird.
It's because I forgot to say
Anyway.
off the Walmart list.
It was cheaper to buy
Oh, 'cause we were gonna make
hard-boiled
deviled
eggs that were already done than it was to buy an 18-pack of eggs.
Yes.
Like the cost per each was
Crazy.
lower on the already prepared
I
ones.
love boiled eggs though, so I could
So,
have
that was strange.
egg salads or egg sandwich. Egg salad? Not egg sandwiches. Oh no.
Egg salad sandwiches.
Egg salad without bread.
Jackie's doing
Every day.
beef butter, bacon, and eggs until April. Don't come out with anything awesome for the next couple of months.
Okay, we'll try.
We were going to, but Jackie said no.
Sorry.
James says Rachel and Joe were just saying that even starting with the net carbs, it ends up evolving.
Yep.
Dober Fizz Snickerdoodle Keto Chow is the greatest dessert ever.
Yes.
And Joanna says I was watching the Rose Parade. Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Gina, sorry. Why did I say Joanna? Mary says, that's where I met Miriam since I discovered allulose and liquid sucralose. I've been abusing keto treats and gained for the first time in 4 years. So I'm back to treats as a treat.
Right? And just make yourself some rules. If you're going to have a treat, maybe have it once a week and then be like, that's a delicious treat. But you don't have to abuse it. And it really, like, a little goes a long way. Really savor those moments and just, like, enjoy one bite. You don't have to have,
the blinds
like,
just opened.
800. I know, I saw I could hear it behind my head.
Betsy says, I haven't done keto treats forever, but a lot of people are doing allulose and only counting net carbs.
Yeah. And you can do that, but I think what really matters is that you're being honest with yourself. And if you're trying to accomplish something, you eliminate the things that make it so you can't accomplish that thing. That's what really matters. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing or what anybody else says. You do what works for you and what will help you achieve your goals and help you feel good. So that's what you
We're
need
all
to do.
special snowflakes.
Yeah.
Every one of us.
Chris is just a little more pointy snowflake than everybody else.
And one Jackie says aspartame is a real bad one for me. Migraine trigger. See, and I don't have a problem with that. So, and it's funny for you. Keto might not involve peanuts, or it might not involve jalapenos, or it might not involve tomatoes
or onions.
Yeah.
We still have onions in the fridge, and I have barely used any onions the whole time because it's like 5 or 6 carbs for a serving of onions, and that's why I keep putting a little bit of jalapeno in my eggs because it gives it some different kind of flavor, but it's not as many carbs. Yep. Even though we used to eat onions all the time, now I just don't.
Yep. As Cash is laughing.
Jujubee says everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial.
That is true.
Is my mantra for keto treats. So right.
Missy wants to know, do you need to have Cronometer Gold to add you as a friend? You do have to have it.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that.
It comes with additional benefits above and beyond just being able to have
like
friends.
it reaches out and pats you on the back. Like, good job.
No, it doesn't. The thing about Cronometer Gold, so I actually bought lifetime licenses for Miriam and for like
me.
5 years ago.
For Miriam and me.
Yeah, and me. They had a special where if you used Bitcoin, you could buy a lifetime license. I've not done the calculations of how much that Bitcoin would have been worth at this point.
But you know, we've used Cronometer off and on since we started keto, and it's been.
I think we've gotten value out of it.
7 years. It's been a lot of years.
I think I've got my radio announcer voice this morning.
Yeah, my voice is kind of gravelly too. Because we just got up.
Well, Jackie says I got gold and never used it.
Well, and you got to use it if you want to use it. That's the thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two Crazy Keto says good morning.
Good morning.
Mary wants to know what's the deal in the States with expensive eggs. So it's a lot of it has to do with the avian flu that came through and wiped out large portions of the egg-laying flocks in the middle of the United States last year.
Yes.
And then it happened again.
Yeah, and we had a couple of our birds die. We only have 3 birds left, and they're not laying.
Nope.
They don't tend to lay a lot in the winter anyway, so it's possible they'll start laying again in the spring. But they're also a few years old, so.
Yeah, but they're supposed to last like 6 years. Betsy says I wear size 6 shoes. There you go. Yeah. Tia's here, says Happy New Year from the San Francisco Bay Area. New Year for me. Thank you for being part of my life. You're very welcome. Thanks for being part of ours.
Thanks for saying hi.
Our friend Auntie says sometimes I wish certain things did affect me easier to avoid. Go gadget willpower.
I know,
right?
And that's me too. Like I don't notice it until, 5 pounds later, and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have ate those things.
J-Dog says, did you say there's a Keto Chow sausage cheese ball recipe on the Keto Chow site? I looked and I couldn't find it. No, but there is a blog post. It's called A Very Keto Thanksgiving. It's from 2015, and it's just a bunch of recipes, and one of them is like Miriam's putting on a blanket. One of them is
Excuse me.
A bunch of different cheese balls, but it's not made with Keto Chow.
No, but you could make it with Keto Chow.
Let's see. Crafty and Carnivore is here. Let's see. Platte River Keto says, just finished my DDPY workout.
Good job.
I slept in today too. Hello again, friends.
Hello.
Yep. And you got a good call out on Two Crazy Ketos.
Yes, you did. And if you guys haven't checked out Platte River Keto, he does have a YouTube channel. And it's
Yes.
really, he has such a great story, and it's really inspiring. So go check him out.
And it costs extra to have a YouTube channel, so.
It does not.
Oh, you're right. Betsy said, just started my 2KK yogurt for the week. Are you getting to the point where
nice.
you need less of the fat?
I need less fat yogurt now.
Okay.
And I was thinking about making some PSMF bread too that has the lower fat. We really liked when I first started the Indigo Nili
with the shaved
with
butter.
the butter in it. And I actually think it's a little better because it has more moisture to it.
Moisture. Moisture.
But I haven't tried to. Well, I haven't made any PSMF bread. But that might be nice because sometimes when I get to the end of the day, I just have like hardly any fat left. And then I can just have one of those pieces of bread. We'll see.
Jackie says, and Scott gets video bombed by deer. Yes.
Yes, he does.
Moisture.
Okay, so really quickly, do you mind?
I'm not making fun of you, by the way.
I
I think it's funny when people refer to. They talk about moisture. I'm like, you mean precipitation?
You mean
why
snow?
not just call it snow?
And rain? It's fine.
Anyway, sorry.
Well, because in Florida, it just comes right out of the air.
Well, it's because the TV weather people will
moisture.
refer to it as moisture because.
Precipitation. Oh, Indigo Nili. I just heard my name. That's right. I was talking about your bread.
Hello.
Yes. What was that?
I wanted to see her kids try out the Keto Chow.
Oh, and say they didn't like it?
Yeah, but she said that when they saw stevia, they ran away.
Oh, they're like,
Which Indigo Nili posted a video about
Yes.
Monk Pack. I think it was Monk Pack bars, and had a really good post about the cost of ingredients for keto stuff.
Oh, yes.
And so I went on there and I commented on it too. That the costs are. We actually have 2 keto bakeries in our area. Oh Hello Keto Bakery and Keto Cakes of Utah that are shut down. They are no longer with us.
They didn't die.
No, well, they could no longer
They
maintain
closed
the
up
business
shop.
because of the cost of ingredients and the changing landscape of you have options when you go to the store.
Chipmunk baking. You said the wrong thing.
What
you
did I
said
say?
Monk Pack.
Oh, you're right.
I want to try that.
You can go to the store and find so-called keto products now.
Treats.
And it's difficult for a small company to compete with that. And well, I think it was Joe, I'm pretty sure, that was talking about, have you tried actually making that stuff yourself? Because it might be that, if you're saying, hey, the chipmunk stuff is so expensive. It's like, have you priced almond flour lately?
Have you purchased all the ingredients?
Have you bought allulose? Have you tried looking at how much that such and such costs? And so it is sad how many companies have come and gone. We considered ourselves really fortunate that Keto Chow is still here. We are still able to employ so many people.
Yeah.
We have our own fulfillment team that actually packs up the orders and sends them out.
Yep.
We have real, live, actual human beings that will answer the phone.
Team.
Unless it's, the day after
Unless
New
it's,
Year's.
Monday. On that day off. Or Sunday or Saturday, because we don't have them work on the weekends.
Yep. And it costs to do that. And so a lot of people on the video were saying, oh, these companies are just trying to make a buck. Most of the good keto products that I know of were created by people who they personally wanted something. And so they created a product for it, like Keto Brick. Or I actually don't know the story behind Monk Pack, Chipmunk. But I'm assuming they kind of went through the same thing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, those 2 keto bakeries, they created it for their own use, and now they aren't around
when they started,
anymore.
you just couldn't get keto stuff,
couldn't.
And so they both did like pickup in parking lots, and there was a line to their truck.
Yes.
Of people just because the cupcakes, the Keto Cakes of Utah.
Yep.
Like we had never had a cupcake that was like that in like 3 years or something, So I was like, oh, this is so special. We bought some, put them in the fridge for Christmas morning, and then forgot that they were there. But, freezer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Indigo Nili says, Renee is obsessed with Keto Chow, by the way. She had a salted caramel yesterday.
Yay. Well, tell her we say hello.
Let's see. Glenda says, I got an email about Lolly's closing. Oh, that was the other one.
Oh,
Lolly's closing this month, too.
So
I love the
sad.
product on yogurt.
I like their stuff, too. It's sad.
Cynthia says, they do say the same thing about Keto Chow, and I point out it's less than a fast food meal and beneficial.
Yeah.
There was
because
a conversation going on in one of our Facebook ads about it's so expensive, and someone's like, yeah, it costs less than going to
going out to eat.
to going and getting, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not a real meal, and they're like, well, actually.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's just in general, like everything is costing more money, and so companies have to buy the ingredients and the packaging. That's, all of that is still costing money too.
Yeah.
And so they've had to raise prices, and we have also had to do that, and it's unfortunate. But
Well, and one other thing that also bears discussion is for small businesses, the release of Apple's iOS 14.5 update.
Oh,
with
yes.
With the changed
and this was last year.
stuff, with the changed privacy settings, has been a bloodbath.
Oh, it's been horrible.
So, for those of you who don't know what I'm even talking about, so with iOS 14.5 on an Apple device,
Which is like half of the population of the world, right?
Just in the United States. Most of the world doesn't use Apple devices.
Okay.
They're too expensive. But no, like literally, that's why they don't. But when you would launch Facebook for the first time after that update, it would say, do you want to allow this app to track your activity across the phone? And almost everyone said no.
No. Yeah.
So what that changes was, so Keto Chow, as an advertiser, if you came to the Keto Chow site or interacted with our advertisement, it would set a number that said, hey, this person interacted with the Keto Chow advertisement.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Then us as an advertiser, we were able to say, hey, were there people who saw our ad or interacted with our ad that didn't buy anything? Can we send them another advertisement to see if maybe now they're interested, or try and give them more of the value propositions?
Or give them more information so they understand what Keto Chow is, right?
And before that update, you actually had it was like 180 days where you could remarket to people. Yeah. Now, instead of doing that, Facebook has to put people into an anonymized bin of, well, this group of people, which you can't see, they saw your ad, or they started a checkout but didn't ever finish. So, yeah, you can remarket to them for 7 days. And that's it. And after that, you can't. You can no longer see them anymore. Yep. And it changed the economics on advertising. It makes it so much more expensive to find people. And then on top of that, Instagram changed some of their algorithm as well.
Yeah. In fact, that's what Oh Hello said.
That's what put Oh Hello under.
Their stuff just wasn't getting in front of people anymore, and so they just lost all their customers. Yep. So it was really sad, because we're just at the liberty of whatever media platform we're on to show.
Yeah, we're at the whim of them.
Yeah, I just can't say the right word.
I knew what you meant.
Because advertising is not the same as it was, 20 years ago, because everything is social, so you have to be on every platform. You have to, be able to get in front of people, and especially since it's so niche. Like, if it was a more broad market, it probably wouldn't be as difficult, but keto's something that people just don't want to hear anymore, and even if it would be good for them, they just don't want to hear it sometimes. Yep. And so you have to kind of hit the people who want to hear it, and then the people who want to hear who might be interested. Who might be interested who think, oh, maybe a shake would be okay.
Takura Keto says even the rising cost of eggs makes it hard for companies.
Yeah.
Mary says, I made some Christmas keto caramel turtles. Would have to charge $10 a piece if I was selling them. Right?
Yes.
And Indigo Nili says, not to mention that these companies give us influencers an opportunity to monetize.
Yeah. And we should, because if you're essentially giving us free advertisements, so we should be able to pay you to do that, just like we would pay
or the
for
referral
an ad.
stuff. Well,
yes.
I'm not going to get into the actual numbers, but the cost per acquisition, if you watch Shark Tank at all, which is highly entertaining but not realistic at all.
Yeah.
The cost to get in front of somebody and to do that advertising is really high. So that is why so many companies use affiliate marketing. It's like, hey, if you talk about our stuff,
We'll send you some stuff.
or we'll give you a part of the
money.
thing. It's a very good way to do it. So, Guy says, Keto Chow is not allowed to ever close or shut down. I can't live without it. Okay.
Thank you.
Good. We're still doing
we're
really
doing
well.
fine. Yeah,
So
we're fine. It's just those things that, and I mean, this is why we're so different than a lot of companies, because we will tell you all these things that we have learned, and it's just our experience. But
yes,
I feel like a lot of the smaller keto companies that have gone the way is because they can't handle the advertisement. It's just really difficult to advertise. It's difficult to know what to do. You have to be changing stuff like every couple of days, and yeah, it's hard.
And it's not like we're savants either. We just hired people to do that.
We hired smart people that are smarter than us in that area.
Let's see. Cynthia says Indigo Nili has the best review panel. Yes. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Kathy says your company and product amazing.
Thank
Ashwa
you,
says I'm glad Keto
Kathy.
Chow can be shipped outside the U.S. As am I. I'm really happy that we have a distributor in Canada. I'm extremely happy about the distributor in New Zealand who can also ship to Australia.
Yes.
I'd love to have additional places that can handle that internationally, but otherwise we can just ship it. It's just expensive to ship. Let's see. Cynthia says, that was me. I told them it was a meal.
Oh, thank you.
Pamela says, I love to watch your kids and your family. Neely, you've helped me so much with bread making.
Oh, yes.
Purple Lovin' Nana is here. Had taken a work break. What are you doing working today?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I had to work.
Indigo Nili was on the fence, but she's going to keep them employed for now.
Keeping her kids employed. Yeah.
Betsy says, I'm so grateful for your longer lives because you answer so many questions. Well, this one's supposed to be a shorter live.
Yeah.
I need to go get the truck and take the kids on the
I
in
need
the
to
snow.
Do something else. No, but I did want to talk about like how we're going to incorporate Keto Chow into New Year's plans. So if anybody is already planning on incorporating Keto Chow, would you share that with us and think about like what you're going to do? So what I'm planning on doing is I just like to have some made up. I also like to have some made up in creamies. I know it's really cold outside, but I can just snuggle up with a blanket, eat an inch of creamy.
Right now we have 4 Ninja Creamies in the freezer, and we have 6 chocolate Keto Chow mixed up in the outside fridge.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Yeah. And then what I'm doing is I'm looking at my whole day before I start making my food, so that I can make sure that I have the right amount of macros for each meal. And I'm not usually doing 2 meals. I prefer to do 2 meals a day, but since I've been doing this with Robert, I've been doing 3 meals a day so I can spread it out, so it's a little bit easier to eat. But I like to have it, and then I'm writing on the side exactly how much fat is in it, so that I can put it into Cronometer and put the fat in, and then make sure that it will fit. So that's how I'm doing.
Joe says a grab-and-go breakfast sandwich at Wawa is now $4.99. Instead of spending $5 at Wawa and having to throw out the bread, I can have a full meal Keto Chow for only $4 if I buy it in the big bags.
Right.
Now Alice uses Keto Chow to make cookies.
Oh, yes.
Cynthia says, definitely keep Levi. He will work for Carnivore Chris Dog Trees and a Chipmunk Cookies, right? Betsy says, I don't think anyone trying Keto Chow would ever complain about the price. So worth it. Well, some people, it's interesting. We do have, especially this time of year, we actually have a sale on the starter kits. They are available at a significant discount if you've never purchased Keto Chow before.
Yep.
And it is, some people, they try it and then they're like, oh, but it is kind of expensive. Hopefully we can get them to understand the value proposition, because if you're comparing Keto Chow to just a protein shake,
then yeah, it's
then
expensive.
yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. But
If
if you're
you're
comparing it to an actual meal
yep.
that you'd be purchasing outside or whatever, then it's not that bad. Also, I think something that's difficult that people just don't seem to understand is if you're buying Keto Chow, you're buying it as part of your grocery budget. You're not buying it in addition to your grocery budget. You're still buying groceries, but it's part of your grocery budget, I think. And
You could also just buy it instead of ice cream.
yeah, that's what we do.
Like keto ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did an ice cream party for my little church class
Oh, and you brought a
couple
Ninja
days
Creamy?
ago, and I had a Ninja Creamy already, and I mixed it all up, and then I just sat there and ate with them, and it was great. So
Okay. John says that explains that the Keto Chow emails I get, I'm usually looking for stuff up for other people, right? Mm-hmm. Jujubee says, and not to mention, if y'all have raising prices, the consumer does too, so we have to make more choices with grocery dollars as well.
yep,
Well, and that's one thing we recently did is we got another increase from our suppliers.
yeah,
And it was either we start charging for the small orders for the shipping,
yep,
or we raise the prices. And so we were like, oh, okay,
yeah. 'Cause I
free
think
shipping
that
over $100. And then it's just whatever the cost for shipping is below that.
Yeah, and we didn't want to have to do that.
Mary says Keto Chow is the only manufactured food I consume. So versatile, I recommend it to everyone without even thinking of going low carb.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, good point.
Exposing Darkness is looking for Joe and Rachel to do a My Chow January unboxing.
Oh, because it's January
It
now.
is January.
Wait, I think we sent those out.
Because I want to
Pretty
place
sure
an
we did.
order and I have to get that to $100.
Right.
Mary says I made Keto Chow pudding with beef gelatin.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to lose the treat weight, so one Keto Chow makes 4 servings. Win-win.
That's awesome. That's
Nice.
awesome.
Now he wants to know what's the shelf life to keep it when you keep it made up in the fridge.
Yes.
At least 6 days, often longer.
Yeah, and I think it depends on if you're using heavy cream. Sometimes
And
if
how
your heavy
old the heavy
cream's
cream
been
is.
sitting in the fridge for a week or two, then
Yeah.
when you get to your 6 days of Keto Chow, you're like, oh, this is
Yeah.
bad. So just keep that in mind too.
Heavy cream, actually, it'll have an expiration date that's like way in the future, but it'll usually say use within 7 days of opening.
Yeah.
So, but which we always fudge on, and we always use it like 2 weeks later still.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least 6 days. So that's why I said we have a whole bunch in the fridge, because we'll make up a bunch and then stick it in there and it's ready to go. So yeah, I actually warmed one up in a mug yesterday for breakfast. And then
Yeah.
I had a thing of Keto Chow ice cream with the Ninja Creamy
For lunch.
for lunch with some peanuts in it.
So how are you going to incorporate it? You're just going to do meat or Keto Chow? Is that what you're
Pretty
gonna do?
much. Well, the main thing I'm trying to do is write down. I think I've gotten myself off track and lost touch with reality. So I'm writing the stuff that I'm eating into Cronometer before I eat it.
So now I have to share my scale with him, which makes it take even
Right?
longer.
Oh my gosh.
Thank
No,
you.
it means that I get it out for you.
That's true, but then it's in the wrong place.
Oh my gosh.
So I go to find it, and I'm all, "Where's the scale?" Oh,
It's
right in front of
you.
me.
So that's what I'm trying to do. And writing stuff down in Cronometer makes it silly easy. So I have a recipe in Cronometer
Yeah.
that is 1 serving of chocolate Keto Chow and a half stick of butter.
Yeah.
And then I just add it. And in fact, yesterday I had that recipe twice. And then I had a bunch of the burgers with cheese and bacon in them.
The members mark at
Yep.
Angus burgers.
Yep.
With bacon
And
and cheddar.
well, and we also had some jalapeno cheddar sausage things.
Oh
that
yes, I
were
didn't eat one
as
of those.
well.
But I bet
So-
it's good.
Yeah, that's the main thing that I'm doing is getting myself back on track by I'm writing it down before I eat it. I'm not too concerned about the calories and stuff like that, but I personally have noticed that it's very easy to just drive by, grab stuff, and eat it.
Yeah.
If I make the decision that I'm going to write it down first, that's enough of a change in behavior for me that I'll be like, oh, I don't want to write it down.
Yeah.
I'll just wait until it's the meal, and then I won't even bother with it. And having the Keto Chow makes it very easy,
Yeah.
especially when you have to go snowblow.
I'm wondering if we wouldn't want to make it more successful by putting peanuts into bags.
Oh, pre-weighing them out?
Pre-weighing them
Okay, so
out.
that's one thing that
We've done that in the past.
When I first started keto, there were a couple things. Now, Keto Chow didn't exist at the time. I had a different recipe that was absolutely terrible and was gross. But one of the things I would do is I would weigh out almonds in 1 ounce bags.
Yeah.
And I got some of those, the big beef sticks, the beef steaks. Who makes those again?
I don't remember. There's some jerky.
It's jerky that it's a stick.
Yeah.
I bought some of those specifically because
you did?
when I started keto, one of the things I did, I had those. If I was like snacky, I'm like, I want to have something. I want one of those. Hopefully someone in the comments knows what I'm talking about. I went and bought some Kipper snacks.
Oh, yes.
Because lots of good fat and protein, and I love the taste of them. And they were forbidden in my house because of an incident.
When they were on their honeymoon.
When my mom didn't like the smell, and they were attracting hornets, so she made my dad go to the other side of the lake to eat his Kipper snacks on their honeymoon.
I still have never tried them.
You haven't? Oh, they're good. It's smoked herring.
I guess I associate them with sardines, and sardines are
It's
little
completely
fish.
different. These don't have bones. It's just fillets of smoked fish, and they're delicious.
Let's look at the macros. So is it higher fat than protein?
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
My go-to is like tuna fish right now.
Okay, or salmon.
Yeah, or albacore tuna that looks like salmon.
Yes, the packaging looked exactly the same.
Holly went to Costco the other day and accidentally bought 2 things of tuna instead of a thing of tuna and salmon. So I'm all about tuna right now.
Two Crazy Ketos is going to be doing their video later today.
Oh, thank you.
Elizabeth is loving the starter kit.
Yay.
Bonnie says, I just got my creamy and had a half chocolate last night. It was
That's
a bit
awesome.
too icy, so I need to keep experimenting. So the main thing about the Ninja Creamy is, me personally, I run it on the light ice cream setting twice, and then I run it on respin until it gets to the consistency I want. Some other people add stuff to it, but really, you just need to keep on hitting respin until it's the way that you like it. A lot of people think that you just run the ice cream setting, and then you're like, oh, it's all powdery. This doesn't work. No. Run it again.
Run it again.
Burn them again! Bug's life. Anyway, but yeah. And if you have an ice cream maker already, doesn't matter which kind it is, that's the best ice cream maker. The second best ice cream maker is a Ninja Creamy. But whatever one you happen to have is the best one.
Yep.
And people are like, what's the recipe for making Keto Chow into ice cream? You take it and you dump it in the ice cream maker and turn it on. And that's it.
We are working on some specific recipes.
Cool.
So.
Let's see. Exposing Darkness says, but if you've already purchased. Also, the new Keto Chow with dairy, that's only available in the single packets. Yes. The Keto Chow Core.
This is the old.
Yep.
This is the blackness is the new one.
Well, and a lot of people are like, when are you going to get other flavors? Right now, we're not planning on other flavors.
If anybody likes it.
Yes.
Because it tastes totally different.
It does taste different. So, for right now, we have this. And if it is successful, then we will be doing other ones.
And the unsweetened one, it has no sweetener in it. So you'll taste it and be
right.
like, why do I like this again? I'll add a little sweetener and then it will taste
well,
better.
you can use allulose. You can use liquid sucralose. You can use whatever you want.
Yep.
Let's see. Lynn says the rest of my family is not keto, so my Keto Chow is extra as far as the food budget goes.
Yeah, but it's part of what you're going to be eating. So it's still part of your food budget because you still have to buy food for your family, but then some of the food that you're buying for yourself is keto.
Yeah, and GGB says, I didn't mean it in a negative way.
Yeah.
But I mean that for the smaller keto businesses, less sales because everything is going up and people are making harder food choices.
Yes.
You're absolutely correct.
It just hits you from both sides.
And you, as a keto company or something like that, or a niche product, it's difficult to get over that point where you aren't making it anymore and you're paying someone else to make it because you have to get to a certain volume. in order to pay someone else to do it.
Yeah.
And then you also lose some of the control, unless you
how it
really
is.
stomp your feet and tell them, no, you cannot use
So you have to
maltodextrin in
weigh
the
the
flavoring.
ease versus the financial
Yeah.
burden, and you know, sometimes it's worth it to make it yourself because it's easier financially.
But the interesting thing is the economies of scale sometimes still don't figure into the costs.
Yeah.
Sometimes, even though you are doing larger batches, the cost of the ingredients may be such that you don't even get much of a discount.
Yeah. Well, and when we first started with Keto Chow and had our recipe open source, which is still open source, our
Still on the website.
original recipe, you couldn't get some of the ingredients like with a small amount. Like you had to get like a big bag of choline bitartrate or you know,
the vitamin K,
potassium citrate, vitamin K, you know, D2, like those things you can't buy in small amounts in some ways, or and of course you're going to be able to buy the different versions of them that are going to be cheaper, but you have to research and find those things. So at the same time, like, is it worth it? I don't know.
2 Crazy Keto says about a container of Rebel ice cream for the first time in 18 months. I want to try freeze drying it. It costs $6.
Ooh.
And it seems to have half as much as what you get from Keto Chow Creamy.
Yeah, it's
And Brenda's the same way. Doesn't like journaling. Let's see. Exposing Darkness says, thanks to years of Weight Watchers, I have the habit of weighing everything.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Pot River Keto says, if I don't weigh out, separate the almonds, I can eat a family bag in one day. Yes.
I too.
Yep.
And even like the Lily's chocolate chips, we want to put a few in there because I can weigh out the tiniest bit and it gives me a lot of different flavor and texture. But if I have that bag and it's tempting me, like maybe we should just weigh out Lily's chocolate chips and peanuts.
Well, what I've been doing
them
with
in
my
the
Ninja
freezer.
Creamy is I will get a cup.
Uh-huh.
Well, so the Ninja Creamy is going. My chocolate creamy is going. And I will take the peanuts and pour it into the cup on the scale.
Yeah.
And whatever it comes out to be, which is like 20,
That's what you
28,
put in.
that's what I put in the Cronometer. And then I zero it and then take the Lily's chips and just sprinkle a little bit in there, which is usually like 14 grams. And that's what I put in as well.
Yeah.
So that's been working okay for me.
Yeah.
But
well, and I have been good at not seeing the bag, but that's, if I'm going to be failing, that's what I'll fail at, right? Is just eating right out of the bag or eating those nuts. And the fact that I know where they are, I don't know what you're doing.
That's so weird. Keep going, sorry.
It's that habit of going by and snacking on the things.
Yes.
Especially when, you know, you can just grab it. No one will see that it's in your hand. You can go,
Yeah. Well, I only have myself to blame.
Nobody
Bonnie
knows.
says I have a big oral surgery coming up, and then I'll be using Keto Chow to get my nutritional needs met on a daily basis. Since how Beyond Soft, I have to be on soft food for 3 months.
I'm
wow.
Sorry, Bonnie.
Yeah, Tigursi Keto says heavy cream and ricotta have a 2-month Best By date, but once you open it, it seems like they only have 3 days.
Yeah, I threw away a thing of ricotta yesterday.
Oh, Carrie wants a starter kit that doesn't have any chocolate flavors or flavors that have caffeine. The problem with that is those are our most popular flavors. So I guess people can make their own at that point. But and remember I talked about the humans earlier? We have a team of humans that puts together those, and then we sell them at a discount because they're pre-assembled.
Yep.
And it costs less to ship them out. And there's less chance of error because they're pre-assembled. And so that's why the pre-built kits come with a discount, because it's just included in. We can do the same thing with the My Chow, the surprise one. We can pre-build those, and so we're passing on a 20% discount on those. So
yeah. Because they're already built.
Yep.
So it makes it easy for us.
It loses the flexibility. That's interesting. Jackie says, look, I've never really liked nuts, so one addiction I've never had to deal with.
Yeah, there you go.
J-Dog says, Ninja Creamy, it's a Red Hot Chili Pepper song. Run it again, run it again, run it again now. What I want is to hug and kiss you. That's how it goes. Velma says, let's see. Oh, talking about Bonnie being able to have Keto Chow with the surgery. Michelle's here, says, I do the light setting, and then add a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream and a respin. So I just do light twice.
Yep. I sometimes do it just to like the light and they respin it seems fine. Depends on how long it's been sitting on the counter for me to go spin it too.
Betsy says there were cans of salmon downstairs that people didn't like, and I couldn't get past the really icky bones that wouldn't crush up.
Oh.
Could be because it's cheap canned salmon.
Well, so some of them have bones and some of them don't.
The bones get really soft because the canning process cooks them. Yeah. Easiest thing to do is dump it out on a plate and just separate the stuff.
Yeah.
I've done that in the past.
Because I've had cans that don't have bones in them, and some cans that do. You just have to also read the label, because I have got a can home and I'm so excited. I'm like, dang it.
Okay, Cindy wants to know, how do you find pure sucralose? So on Amazon you can find it. Mm-hmm. You can either find a powdered pure sucralose.
Yeah, it's probably easier to use
which
a
is
liquid.
Impossible to weigh accurately. That's what we actually use in Keto Chow. Mm-hmm. But because we're doing large batches of 7,500 meals at a time, goes into one of the mixers. Well, what's 0.08 grams times 7,500?
Do you want me to do the math?
That's how much...
0.085?
You got to clear first. 0.08 times 7,500.
600.
Equals. So, and then divide that by 1,000.
1,000. 0.6.
0.6 kilograms. And multiply the 0.6 by 2.2 times 2.2.
2.2. It's too much math.
So 1.32 pounds of pure sucralose is enough to sweeten 7,500 servings of Keto Chow.
Then you can measure that, because 1.5 is a measurement.
Yeah, that's easy.
Whereas if you buy the powdered sucralose, then you just have to, it's like you're getting your fingernail.
That's why Miriam was saying the liquid stuff that's 25%
then you can drop
sucralose.
A drop or two in there, and that's enough.
Or if you're Joe, you can actually lick the pure stuff and go, and then he burns out his sweet receptors for the rest of the day.
Yes. Do we have liquid sucralose?
We do. We actually have that exact same stuff.
Is it in the soda stream cupboard?
No, it is by the oil and salt.
Oh, is it marked?
Marianne says, I used to make the original Keto Chow recipe 5 pounds at a time. Nice.
Marianne. Good time.
Jennifer says, I don't weigh, measure, or count. If food requires it, I pass on that food. And if you're doing mostly meat and stuff, you probably don't have to. I'm just doing it because I want to get back on track, because, here we go, we're going to go on a helicopter flight.
Right.
When we go to Hawaii.
As a family.
And I need to make sure I am below a certain weight in order to be able to fly on the helicopter without having to pay extra.
They will make you pay extra if you're fatter? That's not very nice.
It's a helicopter. They're very sensitive to... They actually will change where you're seating. They make seating assignments.
Which means you don't get to sit by me?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's lame.
I'll be on one side and you'll be on the other, and we'll have kids in between us. Our children come between us all the time. So is it April? By April, I need to hit that weight thing. So that's why I am buckling down. But I probably would be almost as successful if I did just beef, butter, bacon, and eggs.
Yeah.
But I do want to have my Keto Chow ice cream. So.
Yeah.
Brenda says, I'm just so very happy you and Two Crazy Ketos went to Keto Palooza. I found you and I met them.
Yay!
We're going to be there again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lynn says, made pecan, cinnamon, and sugar candies yesterday. Monk fruit. They're delicious, and I have a hard time stopping eating them.
That's hard. I feel it.
GGB says, Ford Model T theory. You can have any color you want, so long as it's black.
Right.
Assembly line makes things more affordable.
It sure does.
Carrie wants to know what pina colada egg pudding would taste like. I think it would be delicious.
I think it would be good, too.
Yeah. And yeah, Betsy says, if you like that flavor, I would say it's good. Bridget says, I'm going to make my first pecan sticky bun today. I'm excited. Hopefully you will get blueberry back soon, since I haven't tried it yet. That one, we did make an announcement that it is
coming
in process. It's already been ordered. I'm not sure when it's going to get here.
It does take a while.
I think we're going to try. The plan is, at least what I told everybody is, as soon as we get it, we're going to bring it back in stock. And it's going to be in the large bags and the small ones.
Yeah, we don't have to do as much prep as we normally do, because we already have launched it.
Yep.
So.
Jerry says, only 153 days to the low-carb cruise. There you go. Mary says, I love liquid sucralose, but it's been a slippery slope for me. So much better tasting than erythritol. Now, the thing I like about liquid sucralose is that it doesn't have carbs.
That's true.
So erythritol, allulose does have total carbs, and pure sucralose does not.
Yep.
So, anyway, well, that's about it. We've been on for an hour.
Yeah, we're supposed to make it short today. So
I know.
Shovel.
Well, we had so much fun with people.
I know.
It was great.
I'm so glad you were here with us today.
Okay, well, we're gonna go. I am gonna go. Should I take a shower first? I should probably just before the snowplows come out.
Just go play with the kids.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go get the truck.
I'll do laundry.
I'll change my pants, though. You all have a fantastic day. If you've got snow, go play in it. Otherwise, hey, do whatever brings you joy.
That's right.
So, but we are going to go and, yeah, have a fantastic day.
Bye.
Bye.